How's it going everyone? Bibi here with another Bibi's Pick, a weekly series where I pick an anime that I've seen in English and recommend it to all you awesome people at home. So this week I'm recommending Moon Phase, also known as Tsukuyomi. Moon Phase is a 25 episode series based off of a 16 volume manga about a young girl named Hazuki who has been trapped in a castle for the past 2 years. One day a young man named Kota comes along to investigate the castle. He sees Hazuki sitting on top of the castle and is insistent on taking her photo. The reason why Hazuki can't leave the castle herself is because there is a magical barrier forbidding her from leaving. Because Kota is unaware of spirits and is immune to magical things, he enters the castle not knowing what is coming up. He finally finds Hazuki, and beknownst to him, he doesn't realise that she is a vampire. She gives him a so-called kiss on the neck. This is her way of saying she's biting him to suck his blood, and so he becomes her slave. Now that Kota is Hazuki's slave, he decides to help her escape from the castle that she's been stuck in for the past 2 years. After that, Kota thinks that they are going their separate ways. He travels back to Japan, only to find that Hazuki is in his house. And so with that, she moves in, and their story begins there. Produced by Shaft, Moon Phase was released in 2004 in Japan and then with an English release in 2005. This series, in my opinion, was quite hard to watch. It was very slow at the beginning and it didn't really catch my interest until episode 5. The characters were quite one-dimensional, not caring one way or another if they reached their goal. Or if I was caring about their goal, it was mainly for progression's sake, not really because of the characters themselves. The main protagonist, Hazuki, was the most whiny, obnoxious, self-important character I've ever seen in an anime. And this attitude really made me want to slap her over the back of the head sometimes, and also kind of made me not want to watch the series. There were times where she was bearable, if I dare say it, likeable, but they were very few and far between. The main male protagonist was no better. He was at least a little bit more bearable, I guess, but he just seemed useless. He was very whiny himself and he just had a very blasé attitude about things. And sure, sometimes his attitude did make sense, especially because of the situation he's been put in. But still, he was annoying as well. So, all in all, both the characters were very unlikable for main characters. The pacing in the series was all over the place. One minute it would be light and fluffy and a bit more of a comedy, and then the next it would go into dark and dreary and very serious. And it made me wonder whether the series was meant to be taking itself seriously or not, which is a bit of a shame because if they stuck to one theme, then I think that this series would have been better. One of the main things that I really didn't like in the series was the ongoing pan gag. There was this gag where a big pan would fall from the sky, and it was used for comedic effect to emphasize when someone said something weird or if they've done something wrong or done something silly. It's kind of the equivalent of how anime characters fall down in series when they can't believe what has happened. But by the 100th time that it happened, and I swear there was a lot of times where it was about 5 times in an episode sometimes. So they did it way too often to the point that I was just over it. And I don't think it was very funny. Some people may find this funny, maybe like little 12-year-olds, but as someone that enjoys watching anime, this was just overdone. The opening theme, Neko Mimi Mode by Demi Try from Paris, is one of the most obnoxious, weird, and just very, very strange openings I've ever heard. It had no relevance to the anime whatsoever, and if you try and piece it together, don't bother. It is nonsensical weirdness. I had no idea what was going on, and For sure, it was definitely an earworm. I had this in my head constantly, and not by choice. The ending Yokan by Marianne Amplifier, featuring Yuki, was at least a song, and it was at least bearable to listen to. I didn't really enjoy that ending either, and I usually skip past it. The ending only had a still image while the credits rolled, so that was a bit of a shame that they couldn't have animated it like they did with that obnoxious opening. But it's still a nice song nonetheless. It just wasn't really my cup of tea. Now that I've mentioned a lot of negatives with the series, I think I better add some positives. There aren't that many, but one of the high points of this series would have to be its character design and animation. The characters are beautifully drawn, and the scenery is also very beautiful, and they make it look very serene. That was the main thing that I enjoyed with this series, was just how pretty everything was. And the anime definitely, I feel, looks better than the manga. The English voice acting was also pretty good, with Monica Ryle as Hazuki was definitely a good choice for a voice for Hazuki. I think it fit very well. Actually, all the voices in the series fit their characters perfectly. So that is definitely a positive, because sometimes the casting can be quite off with some English dubs. I bought this series second hand, so I didn't have to pay full price, and I'm very happy about that because I wouldn't pay the full price for this. This series can go anywhere from about $10 for second hand, and that's usually for the fat pack like I have, all the way up to about $120, and that's usually for the box set version. So with it being a 6-disc series, it is a decent series, decently long, and it is interesting if you ignore some of the filler looking episodes, but I didn't really enjoy it as such. If you are going to look into the series, I suggest watching it to about episode 5, maybe even episode 6 if you're still unsure whether you like the series or not. If you enjoy random comedies like the remake of Negma, or if you enjoy series that have vampires in it, but it's a little less serious, then I think that you should at least give Moonphase a try, because I think it could be up your alley. Also, if you enjoy Shaft, then I think that you might enjoy this series as well. And that was Bibi's pick, Moonphase. Have you seen the series? What'd you think of it? Were you a bit disappointed in it like I was? Leave all your comments down below, I'm looking forward to reading them all. While you're there, please make sure to give this video a big like and share it out to all your friends, I'd really appreciate it. And also, if you haven't already, go have a look at the rest of my channel. I do weekly anime recommendations, weekly anime news twice a week, and I've got plenty of anime content on there, so I'm sure you'll find something interesting to watch. I'm on social media, I've got a Twitter and a Facebook, and I'm on there constantly, so if you want to say hello, please do so, and follow me and like me on there. If you want to see more from me and more content like this, then please make sure to subscribe for a wide range of anime content. From Moe to Mika, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!